Chrysler 200.
A siege at a Planned Parenthood rocked Colorado Springs late last night. 3 people were killed, including a police officer. Still ahead, what police know about the gunman. And a pedestrian hit and killed in Lake Worth last night, where it happened, and what police know about the driver responsible. And Black Friday may be behind us, but Small Business Saturday is just getting started. A look at the local businesses celebrating today in just a minute. First, good morning, and thank you for waking up with us here on News Channel 5. I'm Jason Hackett, along with meteorologist Glenn Glazer.
Good morning.
Glenn, how was your Thanksgiving? That's my first question.
Very good. Yeah, how was yours?
It was pretty good. Family got together. I ate a lot of food. Entered a comatose state eventually. So, same as every year.
And now turkey sandwiches for like 6 or 7 days.
Oh, my mom gave me a giant foil container full of turkey.
You just eat it until somebody goes, I don't think this smells very good anymore. We probably shouldn't. We should stop eating this. I don't know what happens at your house. Let's take
Not
a look
my
at
house.
Let's talk a little bit about rainfall this morning. You know, if you're somebody who's getting out early this morning, maybe you're putting up your holiday lights today. Is that your plan? You might want to wait just a little while this morning before you do that, because the highest chances for rain are actually this morning, with some isolated to scattered fast-moving showers in the forecast. And then as we get to the afternoon, just a few showers here and there. Temperatures hovering in the upper 60s and low 70s along the Treasure Coast. Look at this, 63 degrees in Okeechobee. And you can see the showers moving quickly northeast to southwest through St. Lucie, Martin County, even into Palm Beach County. This new little shower just popping up in the Jupiter area. And that's some heavy rainfall there. So it's a little shower, but it's a quick downpour in the yellow right there, right around Jupiter, and a little bit up by Tequesta as well. Let's get your most accurate hour-by-hour forecast. If a dog walk is in your immediate future, you're looking at the chance for at least a few showers if you're near the coast. If you're farther inland, chances for rain are much, much lower the entire day today. Temperatures will warm up quickly into the upper 70s by about 10:30 this morning, so a good-looking morning, and then we'll hit the low 80s in many spots for high temperatures today. But we've got even warmer weather on the way. I'll show you the hottest day of the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes.
New this morning, 3 people are dead after a siege at a Planned Parenthood in Colorado Springs last night. Police say they captured the gunman alive after a standoff that lasted 9 hours. One of those killed a police officer who responded to the chaotic scene. NBC's Leanne Gregg has the latest.
Colorado Springs police say a gunman who stormed a Planned Parenthood office has been captured alive, but not before killing at least 3 people, including Officer Garrett Swayze.
This is a terrible, terrible tragedy that's occurred here in Colorado Springs today. Obviously, we mourn the loss of the 2 civilian victims. We mourn the loss of a very brave police officer.
The end came nearly 5 hours after it started. Teams of heavily armed tactical police rushed the scene, a shopping center, where they confronted the shooter, and the standoff began, with the suspect and police firing at each other over the course of several hours.
241 other shot. We're pinned down. We're getting active gunfire.
5 other officers were wounded, with 9 people in all injured by the gunman and taken to nearby hospitals.
We saw a lot of individual acts of bravery today, and actually a lot of bravery as a team. It was amazing how law enforcement and first responders came together today, worked very well and efficiently today, but it still is a horrible tragedy.
Police say the gunman was armed with an AK-47. His motive for carrying out the shooting is not yet known. Leanne Gregg, NBC News, Colorado Springs.
Now back here at home, Planned Parenthood South Florida released this statement saying the health and safety of Planned Parenthood patients and staff is a top priority at all times. We are waiting for more information to come out of Colorado, and we are not sure that Planned Parenthood was the target at this time. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office is looking into a fatal accident that killed a pedestrian late last night. It happened at around 10:30 p.m. in Lake Worth, just south of Military Trail at Todd Street. Deputies say one person was dead when they arrived to the scene. Firefighters were out last night investigating the wreckage. No word yet on what led to the crash or if the driver who hit the pedestrian stopped. This week, family and friends are mourning the loss of one of the twin toddlers pulled from a pool on Thanksgiving. Emergency responders say the twins were being cared for by bystanders when they arrived on scene Thursday morning.
The mom of kids says, please help me, I need call the police, call rescue. Then I will take my phone, Or after, no, 3 minutes, 4 minutes was all here, police, rescuing everything.
Both brothers were rushed to the hospital shortly after being pulled from the swimming pool. But yesterday morning, one of the twins passed away. His brother is still in the hospital in critical condition. Corey Jones protesters were not among the Black Friday shoppers yesterday. Roughly half a dozen protesters boycotted the day of discounts outside of the Gardens Mall. They want more information in the shooting death of Corey Jones. This is one of several protests nationwide called Blackout Black Friday. By not shopping, organizers hope to bring attention to racial injustices.
I am here with my 10-year-old child because we have to stand up before we are killed next, before one of us is next. I have 2 sons.
Organizers want investigators to release any audio recordings of the night a Palm Beach Gardens police officer killed Corey Jones. The Jones family was not at the rally. If you took part of Black Friday shopping, you probably noticed something this year: smaller crowds. We stopped by the mall at Wellington Green where lines really weren't a big problem. And shoppers we talked to were happy with thinner crowds.
When I was driving up here, I thought the food court parking lot was going to be full. And then I got here with my sister, and it wasn't. And we were so confused. And when we got in, we thought there was going to be people. And there wasn't, but we were happy because we didn't have to be like with everybody.
Many managers say many people already did their shopping on Thursday after their Thanksgiving meal, so there wasn't as large of a rush. Happening today, local stores are opening their doors for an event in its 5th year. Today is Small Business Saturday. News Channel 5's Andrew Ruiz is live in Northwood, an area thriving off of small business. Andrew.
It surely is, Jason. The blocks here, small boutiques, restaurants filled with all of these shops, and most of them participating in Small Business Saturday. That day, of course, is to commemorate the amount of work that goes into this event. In Delray Beach, which is just further south from here, new small businesses are hoping to do well. Many we spoke to say they've been preparing for weeks. Unlike Black Friday, Small Business Saturday has an emphasis on shopping locally. According to Entrepreneur Magazine, there are between 25 million and 27 million small businesses in the U.S. that account for 60 to 80% of all U.S. jobs. And a study by Paycheck says that small businesses produce 13 times more patents than larger firms. So there's an entrepreneurial side to it as well.
Small businesses are very difficult to keep up and running.
So here in Northwood, there's going to be this movement of people coming out to these boutiques trying to shop locally. If you want to know more information about which shops are participating, head to WPTV.com. We are live in Northwood. Andrew Ruiz, WPTV News Channel 5.
Andrew, thanks. Right now, 20 million Americans are standing in the path of winter's first major blast. A mix of snow and rain has already caused chaos on roads across the central U.S., from the Great Lakes all the way down to the southern plains. Now, if you're traveling anywhere in its path, it's likely you'll meet some nasty weather on your way. Airlines already canceling or delaying hundreds of flights at the nation's biggest hubs. Now, we checked flights at PBIA this morning. All departures and arrivals are on time, but make sure to check your flight before you head out. And we may not be getting snow, but some areas along the coast are getting hit hard with beach erosion. Over the last few days, the general manager of Waldo's restaurant in Vero Beach captured the beach's disappearance. Lee Olson had to tape off his beach access stairs because of how high the water was coming up. He says at least 4 feet of sand was lost due to high tide and strong winds, the most erosion he's seen in the past 4 years. Riptides are a huge concern this weekend, so check your local beach conditions before heading to the water. It is now 5:38, still ahead, Black Friday protests in Chicago. The 4 prominent resignations demonstrators are calling for after the shooting death of a black 16-year-old. And a gun shop owner in South Florida declares his business a Muslim-free zone. The judge's response to his strongly worded decals right after the break.
This is Black Friday. Oh my God.
Does anybody want to be part of this?
No.
Well, Chevy has a better way with Black Friday deals all month long.
That's a great idea.
What if you could get up to 20% cash back when you bought it? Bam!
20% back? Awesome.
It's Black Friday. Find your tag and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP on select 2015 vehicles in stock. That's over $4,900 on this Chevy Malibu.
See your South Florida Chevy dealer.
This fall, not all blockbusters are movies. Get 0% APR for 75 months on most 2015 Cherokee models. Hurry in before this deal ends during the Jeep Black Friday Blockbuster Sales Event going on now through November 30th. Now get 0% financing for 75 months or $3,000 total cash allowance on the 2015 Jeep Cherokee Latitude.
Phil, what happened to you?
Oh, it's Black Friday. It's crazy. Saved hundreds. How'd you make out?
Well, I slept in and saved thousands.
There's a more civilized way to do Black Friday. Why save hundreds when you can get a check for thousands during the Buick Black Friday sales event? Now make your best deal on select 2016 Buick Enclave models in stock the longest and get cash back for 10% of the MSRP. That's $5,000 on this Enclave.
I have asthma, one of many pieces in my life. So when my asthma symptoms kept coming back on my long-term control medicine, I talked to my doctor and found a missing piece in my asthma treatment.
Once daily Brio prevents asthma symptoms. Brio's for adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio opens up airways to help improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Brio more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor if 24-hour Brio could be a missing piece for you. See if you're eligible for 12 months free at mybrio.com.
News on Wptv is sponsored by the Lynn Cancer Institute.
Chicago's luxury shopping district filled with people yesterday, not to shop, but to protest. This comes just days after police released the video showing an officer fatally shooting a teenager. Andy Rose has the details.
We're all out here on this street shutting down Michigan Avenue, telling people don't shop and telling people Chicago's mad. We're angry.
Hundreds of protesters filled Chicago's Magnificent Mile, aiming to shut down the luxury shopping corridor on Black Friday. They're angry about the shooting death of Laquan McDonald, who was shot 16 times by police officer Jason Van Dyke last year. He's been charged with first-degree murder. Anger boiled over this week after Chicago police released dashcam video of the moment the 17-year-old was shot. Reverend Jesse Jackson is calling officials who saw the tape and did nothing accomplices in McDonald's murder.
That's what we need, a full, impartial federal investigation so as to know who saw what, when, and why was the tape suppressed for 13 months.
The crowd is demanding the resignation of the lead prosecutor in the case, the mayor, and police superintendent, as well as a federal probe into the Chicago PD.
We need immediate firing, a resignation of Anita Alvarez. We need Mayor Robbie Manuel to resign. We need Superintendent McCarthy to resign, and not to be in a system where cops who kill our people not only take our lives, they take our money and they do not invest in our future.
Meanwhile, Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy says he has no plans to resign, and he's working to fix the broken parts of his department. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
MFZ, or Muslim-Free Zone. This is the car decal being sold at a Florida gun supply in Citrus County. The gun shop owner claiming victory after winning a discrimination lawsuit. His story got national attention after he posted a strongly worded video to YouTube declaring his store a Muslim-free zone. The store owner also refused to train or arm anyone who is Muslim. The Florida judge dismissed the suit, claiming no one had been hurt to this point.
Basically that there was no evidence that somebody was harmed or there will be imminent harm in the future.
The Florida chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations filed the suit. Now they are planning an appeal. A paralyzed veteran can now get around on his own with the use of his face and a brand new wheelchair. It was designed at the University of Central Florida. The Marine was so badly injured that he can't use his hands to operate the wheelchair. UCF students developed a way to run a wheelchair using sensors that can be read by muscles in your face. It only costs a few $100s, less than half the price of other wheelchairs.
I want to go to aisle 3 and she's on aisle 2, I can do that. So it gives you that independence and that freedom to, like, feel normal.
Seeing someone actually being able to use it is life-changing for us.
The same team from UCF also created a special arm for a 7-year-old. He's been using it for about a year now. A 4-month-old panther kitten is safe and sound after the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission rescued her in Collier County. The FWC thinks she was orphaned when her mother was hit and killed by a vehicle. She's too young to survive in the wild, so she's going to stay at the Naples Zoo until a permanent home is found. Is your newsfeed slowly morphing into Craigslist, with your friends selling everything from jewelry to skincare products just to make a few extra bucks? News Channel 5's Katie Johnson with what it takes to make money from home.
This is kind of an escape for me.
It's like there's a bright light shining through.
3 women, 3 very different lives. Ronnalee is a newly single mom.
I'm just trying to make ends meet.
And that's the Lola.
Katie is dealing with a child with special needs.
It became very evident very fast that I needed to be home with him.
You can really adapt your approach.
And Sarah needs extra money for her upcoming wedding.
Because obviously my full-time job takes priority.
All in different stages of life, but all looking for the flexibility of working from home. They're part of the 18 million people across the country in direct sales. Ronnalee Orlick is juggling 3 jobs.
I bartend at the Marriott. I work bookkeeping in an office job, small firm in Wellington, and then I do my direct sales.
She just started selling jewelry through the company Chloe and Isabel. It's a job that promises $500 to $5,000 a month, with a lot of face-to-face selling at weekend shows.
It sells itself. And it's just fun watching the people when you do it live to try stuff on, and the oohs and the ahs, and jewelry makes everyone feel good.
It's that type of attitude that helps fuel direct sales, according to Rod Davis of the Better Business Bureau.
Well, you have to believe in the product, so you need to find something that you really feel confident is going to be something you can sell.
There are plenty of companies out there looking for salespeople. Rod says you have to do your research and pick the right one for you and your lifestyle. For Katie Myers, it's about keeping her son healthy. She quit her marketing job last year after learning her son had spinal muscular atrophy.
I wanted to be in a position where, maybe every once in a while, we could afford to have a babysitter and go on a date.
She sells clothes for LuLaRoe, all from the comfort of her own home.
I'm now making more than I ever have in my life.
She can make up to $3,000 in profit with a pop-up party on Facebook. But it's not for everyone.
You definitely need to be a go-getter. There isn't going to be anyone that's waking up and telling you to set your goals and go after them. You're the one that needs to do that every single day.
It removes all of your dead skin so that you are left with a clean...
Sarah Kreiser is a go-getter looking to supplement her full-time income.
My full-time job takes priority, and then this is something that I can do on the off hours or weekends, as I see fit.
She sells Rodan and Field skincare products on the side, making extra money for her upcoming wedding.
What's more fun than skincare and making people feel good about themselves?
Sarah uses the products herself and says they work well on her skin. It's a personal testimony that can't be said for all products. So before you jump into a work-from-home business, the BBB warns, make sure it's not too good to be true.
A product should be able to sell itself on the good effects or benefits that it brings, how well it works.
Sarah only spends a few hours a week selling the products, but she says you can make a living off it if you devote the time.
If you want to treat it like a hobby, it'll likely play you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a full-time job, you can really see the possibilities and the opportunities that come as a result.
Direct sales isn't for everyone, and you likely won't get health insurance through this line of work. But if you're interested in trying it out, you can use the BBB Scam Tracker website to find out if a company you want to work for is legitimate. We've got a link to this website and other useful tools on our website, WPTV.com. Katie Johnson, WPTV News Channel 5.
And now it's time for a look at some of the top trending stories of the morning.
And we start with a couple of selfie takers who really stepped up their game. Check it out. Two guys from Canada were hunting when they spotted what appeared to be an eagle off there in the woods. So they moved closer and closer and saw that one of the bird's talons was caught in a trap.
So here they are working on those rescue efforts, and one of the men wrapped the eagle in a jacket and then freed its talon. And what comes next is this epic selfie.
Check it out. Is this it? Now, normally, messing with a bald eagle, I think, is pretty illegal, but
I think they get a pass in this case for what they did.
Were they in Canada? They're from Canada, it says.
Yeah, they're from Canada, and
Okay.
they were hunting, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should just slap that on the American flag. I'd proudly salute to that.
Pretty cool.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Pretty cool. All
Absolutely
right.
beautiful. Good job, guys.
Let's check out what's going on in your weather here. And as we take a look outside, we've got the camera shaking around quite a bit. But that's kind of what we expect since we've been dealing with really windy conditions and some coastal flooding, that high risk for rip currents and small craft advisory. That's been going on all week. And it's because we have high pressure to the north, a little low pressure to the south. We're getting squeezed in between the two things, and that's creating these windy conditions. Also, some fast-moving showers around. That's something we've also seen for the most part every morning for the past few days, and today is not much different from that. We've got fast-moving showers cruising into Indian River County, St. Lucie, Martin, and Palm Beach County, and now Okeechobee County. So every county in our area getting at least a little bit of fast-moving rainfall this morning. And there's some rain just south of Fellsmere around Indian River Shores and Vero Beach. A couple of showers moving very quickly. This rainfall is moving at about 20 miles per hour from northeast to southwest. Lakewood Park with a little rain down to Okeechobee there. There you see Port St. Lucie getting some rain. Lost Lake is doing okay right now. A little shower just moved through there. And in Indiantown. In Jupiter, Tequesta, around Jonathan Dickinson State Park, these showers moving inland. In fact, if we track this shower just offshore of Boca, it should be in Boca, or the tip of it. This little tip right here might clip Boca at about 12 minutes after 6 this morning, and moves quickly down toward Deer Creek by about 6:20. Here's what we're looking at for temperatures today. Our average highs this time of year in the upper 70s. We're going to end up in the low 80s in many spots. 82 in Boca, 80 in Stewart, about 80 in Okeechobee today. Belle Glade coming in at about 81 degrees. By the way, just 3 more days of hurricane season, today, tomorrow, and Monday. We still watch the tropics outside of hurricane season, but not a whole lot usually happens. Right now, tropics nice and quiet. Nothing developing, no signs of anything developing. Dangerous rip currents along our area beaches, and the surf remains overhead. Rip current risk is high today, but will slowly decrease as we head into tomorrow and through the week as winds finally start to calm down. So today, still very gusty winds, about a 20% chance for fast-moving showers. Most of that is this morning. I'll drop it down to about 10% for the rest of the day after this morning. But as you can see, we've got quite a few showers moving through the area this morning. Tomorrow, very similar forecast, less wind, but still breezy tomorrow. And then as we get into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, winds become light and temperatures will climb. We are looking at the possibility of our next strong cold front moving in next Friday night.
The South Carolina church targeted in a mass shooting is donating more than $1 million to a victims fund. A gunman shot and killed 9 parishioners at Charleston's Emmanuel AME Church last June. 5 others were wounded in what police say was a racially motivated attack. Afterwards, people left flowers, candles, and condolences outside of the house of worship. They also gave money, more than $3 million. The church is donating about $1.5 million of it to Charleston's Hope Fund, an organization for victims. It'll use the rest for a permanent memorial to the victims, putting the money to use for scholarships, community outreach projects, and building improvements. A river of lava is flowing from the Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island. Here you can see the outbreak of lava flowing through a moon-like landscape of black lava rock. The lava flow extends for more than a quarter mile. It is within several miles of the communities to the north of the volcano, but it is not threatening anyone at this time. It's now 5:53 when we come back, off of the sleigh and on to a surfboard. A look at some 300 South Florida Santas shredding the surf right after this break.
Ross has something special for you this weekend. Thousands of gifts at incredible savings. Ross is open Friday from 7 a.m. till 11:30 p.m. with extended hours Saturday and Sunday.
Julie? Wow, you look tired.
I got up at 3 a.m. for Black Friday, but I saved hundreds. How'd you make out?
I slept in. Still saved thousands.
Oh.
There's a more civilized way to do Black Friday. Why save hundreds when you can get a check for thousands? Now make your best deal and get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on 2015 Terrain models in stock the longest. That's $5,100 on this Terrain.
Performance. No matter where, no matter what. We only make one thing. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your South Florida BMW centers today for exceptional offers.
And then Santa's workers zapped it right to our house. And that's how they got it here.
So Santa has a transporter?
For the big stuff. And it's a teleporter.
Cool.
The magic of the season is here at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Lease the 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
City Furniture's Black Friday sale has just been extended through Monday. Get incredible specials in the showroom and on cityfurniture.com. A complete queen bedroom, $9.99. A power reclining sectional, $12.99. A 5-piece dining set, $5.99. Plus, enjoy free shipping and an extra 10% off or no interest till 2020 through Monday at City Furniture.
You gotta have it. You gotta. Sweaters are the gift everyone wants this season. At Ross, you'll find the latest styles at incredible savings. This sweater's $48 at department stores, but if you want it for less than $27, you gotta go to Ross.
Closer to home, Santa is catching some sun. The big guy rode the waves instead of his sleigh onto Cocoa Beach yesterday. The professional surfer dressed as Santa came ashore, posed for pictures with kids, and handed out candy canes. The organization Surfing Santas put the event together. More than 300 Surfing Santas are expected to shred the waves on Christmas Eve.
Good morning, everyone. All right, a quick look at what's going on this morning in your 7-day forecast. Today, some fast-moving showers possible, mainly this morning. The rest of the day looks much better than that. A little quieter. We still have a few showers in the forecast this afternoon, but I think the bulk of it will be this morning. Still windy today, so a high risk for rip currents along area beaches. Winds will start to relax a little bit tomorrow. It's still going to be breezy tomorrow, but not quite as windy as it has been, and then winds will calm down even more Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
It is now 5:57. When we come back, do you recognize this woman? The crime police believes she witnessed and can help them solve just ahead. Plus, a special task force in Delray Beach is keeping shoppers extra safe this holiday season. The specific things they're trained to look for, coming up in just a minute.